happens with me. I just don't know when to go ahead and shut down my laptop. It just seems like the day is just not ending, right? But I promise that we'll go ahead and make sure that we are having a lot of fun in our session. But before I actually go ahead and start taking you guys through to the session, let me just go ahead and ask you guys a few things. So if you can introduce yourself with four basic questions. Number one, where are you from? Number two, what do you do? Number three, very important, what you understand by the term web analytics. And you can actually go ahead and say, I don't understand anything. That would be a fair enough thing. Number four, how you think web analytics will be useful to you. Again, you can say, I don't know, Kunal. That would be a fair statement as well. And tell me these things about yourself. I would really, really appreciate it. All right, Rajdeep has initiated. Thank you so much, Rajdeep. From Kolkata, business owner, close business of COVID. Oh man, I know that sucks big time. Rashmi Kumar from Chandigarh, man, I love that city. Absolutely in love with that city. Neha, assistant professor at Engineering College, Mumbai. Hey, how about that? Neha, so we have got a professor over here. How come professor becoming digital marketer? How did that happen? Okay, Rasi, this is your website. I will definitely try to go and log into it. Hetal from Mumbai. Great, Rashmi. Great, Hetal. Worked as freelancer. Okay, that's great. This is your website, Rasi. Sneha Narayanan from Bangalore. That's super, Sneha. How are you? Rohit from Mumbai. Okay, one more from Mumbai. Oh yes, Chandigarh is absolutely a fantastic, fantastic city. Swapnil Gaura from Mumbai, working as pre-sales executive. So part of my family actually lives in Chandigarh as well. But then again, it's a beautiful city, but not as many opportunities. What I actually observed, at least from my very limited interactions. But man, I can do anything to go and live in that city. Sumedha from Ghaziabad, teacher, also marketing manager at Glen. Oh, so you are having two jobs right now, Sumedha. How about that? Two job and you are coming to learn. Dude, you are awesome. Shraddha from Bahrain, stuck in Mumbai due to lockdown. Oh, Shraddha. I had come to Mumbai for radio training. I don't really know anything about web analytics apart from this. I host live events. Wow, Shraddha. So that must have taken a hit, right? It happened 1.5 years back. Okay, great. Sumedha. Ludhiana, Rishabh is from Ludhiana, student tracking the impact of digital marketing. We can improve course ourselves via analytics. That's super, Rishabh. Thank you so much. Yoshita Gupta is already running an e-commerce website, youandgifts.com. Web analytics mean analysis of traffic coming to your website will help understanding my website traffic. Super. Sound is not clear? Ratnesh from Noida, running advertising agency. Web analytics is to me is way to react on data. Web analytics will help me to understand the client's data much better. Great, Ratnesh. Thank you so much. Rohit Kamble from Mumbai, working as a visual merchandiser for Zara. Okay, don't really know about web analytics, but hope it helps me in future. That's super, Rohit. So you are working in Zara. All right. Neha actually started doing digital marketing for our own business, found it interesting, so thought to learn something new. That's fantastic, Neha. Uh, Raj cannot hear anything. Yes, Raj, we are talking. Yes, Raj, it seems like problem is only with you, but why am I talking to him? He cannot listen. So let me just go ahead and message him. Hey, Raj, seems like problem is at your end since others can hear me out. Manish Ramola from Delhi, working as senior SCM specialist at IG India. Wow. Uh, so is it like IG, LG? Okay, LG. I thought IG. Manish, so you are already a digital marketer. Voice is not clear. Okay, don't know what to do with that. Let me try to go ahead and put on new mic. Maybe that would help. Just a minute. Let me go ahead and put up a mic. Hey guys, can you hear me out? Is it better? Super. Great. So, guys, thank you so much for coming in and thanks a lot for all your introduction. So, let me go ahead and introduce myself and the course as well, what we are going to do and all that. So, guys, my name is Kunal Mehta with around 13 years of experience now in the domain of analytics. So, I started working after completing my engineering back in 2004 from IP University as Java developer. Like every computer engineer, I was also going ahead making websites. Did that for some time, and once my manager came to me and said, "Hey Kunal, the web pages that you are making over there, we are having very less conversion rate." I did not even know what conversion rate was all about at that time. So I asked my manager what to do with that, and he told me to go ahead and check into weblogs. And when I checked into the weblogs for the very first time, I realized something. Okay, so even though we all knew about it inherently, we all thought about it, but we never really realized to that degree. That was that when we go ahead and create our websites, our web pages, we envision the journey of our customers, right? We in fact create a customer journey on our web platform. So we want our customers to go from page A to page B to page C to page D to page E to page F in a very sequential manner, right? So this is how we have created whole journey for them. But our customers have a brain of their own, right? So what they can do is they can actually go and start from page A, then go to page D, then go to page B, then come back to page A, then go to page C, then go to page D, then come back to page B, then go to page E, then go to page F, right? Their journey can be very different from what we envision their journey to be. Right, everyone? And I hope all of you can hear me. Great. So when I looked into these weblogs for the very first time, I got introduced to the degree of impact of this kind of a misconception or misalignment of this of these expectations. I started working in the field of analytics, started liking it, and since then been in this field. And right in the middle, I thought that maybe this field has got more to do with the concepts of marketing than technology. Though it seems like that that this domain is heavily influenced by technology, but I still thought that the soul of whole of whatever that I'm doing is there in the concepts of marketing. So I did go back to my college, did my MBA from IIM Lucknow, and then came back and since then worked with organizations like Dell Computers, Adobe Systems, WNS, and right now currently working with Publicis Sapient. Now, Publicis itself is one of the third biggest agency of the globe. Uh, I don't know whether you have heard about it or not, but it is a France-based company with around 1,000 plus companies under it, Publicis Group. So I am working within the Publicis Group. Ours is one of the biggest digital transformation company across the globe, Publicis Sapient, and I'm taking care of a few geographies, that is of UK, a bit of US, and a bit of Asia Pacific. So that's what I do. So what it means is that if there are clients out there who are looking for help from data team to go ahead and refine their marketing strategies, that's what my team steps into the picture. And we go ahead and we take the ball from there and we go ahead and do all kinds of analysis, including advanced analytics, data science, and all that. And then we go ahead and come up with the packaged solutions of how we can actually go ahead and help our customers to go ahead and get the best returns of their campaigns, their marketing strategies. So, in a very very small way, this is who am I. This is what I do. Any questions? Any doubt right now? Right. So now about the course that you're going to do. Okay. So guys, this is going to be the most difficult module that you have done in the whole CDMM course. In fact, this is going to be one of the most difficult module that you might have learned in last 2 to 3 years of your life. So if you have cleared your college, this is going to be one of the most difficult module that you have done after your college. And I promise you of that. And why is that? Let me go ahead and show you the reason why. Let me just open up these slides. As such, I'm not going to go ahead and teach you guys from slides. Okay. So I would expect you guys to go through the slides that are on LMS by yourself. But just to go ahead and give you an idea of what we are going to study, we are going to go ahead and study 4 different levels of analytics. Okay. So these are the 4 levels of analytics. Number one is descriptive. I hope all of you can see a graph on my screen. Great. So there are 4 levels of analytics. Number one is descriptive analytics. When you can tell me what is going on with your business. For example, if you can tell me, Kunal, we got 1,000 unique visitors on our website. Good. That is descriptive analytics. Kunal, we got 10% more revenue on our website. That is descriptive analytics. When you can tell me what is going on with your business. Number two is discovery analytics. What is discovery? Discovery is when you can tell me the reason why something like this is going on with your business. Okay? For example, Kunal, we got 10% more revenue on our website because we were running a 20% off campaign on social media. Does it make sense? That when you can go ahead and give me a reason, Kunal, we got 30% lesser traffic on our website because our competitors were running 20% off campaign throughout the day. That is discovery analytics. When you can go ahead and tell me the reasons why something like this is going on. Make sense? Descriptive, what is going on? Discovery, when you can tell me why something like this is going on. Now comes predictive. Now, on the basis of all our historical data, if you can go ahead and find out trends, then you can tell me what is going to happen tomorrow or next week or next month. That is predictive analytics. Okay. That is, if you can go ahead and look into the trends, then you can say, hey, Kunal, typically in the month of May and June, we get 10% lesser traffic. So we need to go ahead and get ready for that. We will get 10% lesser traffic. 10 to 7% lesser traffic because this has been historical trend. That is predictive analytics. Okay. Now, on the basis of all these trends, when you can go ahead and come up with your prescriptive actions, just like a doctor goes ahead and prescribes a medicine, just like that, if you can go and prescribe a certain set of actions to me. For example, Kunal, every June we get 10% lesser traffic. And this time, if you want to go ahead and counter for these trends, we need to go ahead and launch our social media campaign or our email campaign in May so that our traffic doesn't face the decline that it is expected to face. Does it make sense? That becomes prescriptive analytics. Descriptive, what is going on? Discovery, why something like this is going on? Predictive, what is going to happen? Prescriptive, this is what you should do so that it doesn't happen. Does it make sense? These are the four levels of analytics. Now, when I go ahead and talk about predictive and prescriptive, this is the space for, now you must have heard about these terms like big data, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Have you? Give me just a minute. Shraddha is still having some problems. Let me go ahead and quickly give her a phone number so that she can contact the tech support. Okay. Now, like I said, that you must have heard about all these kinds of terms and terminologies, right? So what it means is that we will have to go ahead and take a shot at this as well. Does it make sense? That by end of the session, we will actually be going ahead and getting introduced to the topics of artificial intelligence and data science. Right? So at this point of time, your question should be, but Kunal, why do I need to go and do that? Correct? I am trying to go ahead and become a digital marketer, not a data scientist. Why do I need to go ahead and why do I need to go ahead and understand about artificial intelligence and machine learning to go ahead and do predictive and prescriptive analytics? Right, everyone? Why? What is the reason? So guys, let me go ahead and show you the scariest graph that you would ever see, okay? Now the graph that you are seeing right now that you might have understood, let me go ahead and make it to be the scariest graph that you would ever see, okay? Let me do that. Can you all see these two lines over here? Make it easy. This is a solid orange line and this is a dashed orange line. And let me tell you why these two lines make it the most scariest graph that you have ever seen. Everything on the left of this solid orange line is already automated. Make sense to everyone? There are already tools out there which with minimal intervention can go ahead and tell you what is going on with your business. Completely automatically. Right? Whatever you see on the left of this dashed orange line will be automated in next 1 to 2 years. So what it means? It means that if you want to go ahead and make a career for yourself in this kind of a field, what you'll have to do, you will have to go beyond this dashed orange line. Right, everyone? Correct, Sumita. And that's where all these kinds of terms comes into the picture. Now, some of you might be thinking about Kunal, does it mean that I have to learn a lot of mathematics? Does it mean that I have to learn programming? Because I haven't done these two things maybe ever or in a long time. Correct, everyone? How would I be able to cope up? So this is where I'm going to go ahead and make it easy, just like Sumedha asked. How? Now, how many of you remember all the mathematics problems that we used to go and do it in our school? We used to get problems like Ram bought 40 watermelons, rupees for each, sold them all for rupees 200. What was his profit percentage? Correct, everyone? These were the kind of questions that we used to get. So my question to you guys is, did anyone tell us why Ram bought 40 watermelons in the first place? Nobody told us about it, right? Nobody told us that, guys, you need to understand these problems so that you can run a profitable business. Correct? In short, everyone gave us problems, but no one told us why we are doing it. What is the application of the theory? Correct, everyone? Many of us might still be wondering how to use sine theta problems. Correct, everyone? And this is what we are going to go ahead and do differently. I promise you that I will make sure that all our learnings are done in a very practical manner through case studies. That is, these case studies are in addition to whatever you are doing in your LMS, through quiz, through interactive business problems. In our class, we will be doing mostly practicals, whereas theory you can pick from LMS on your own at your own pace. Make sense to all? I will also tell you about the mathematical principles in a very bite sized and practical manner so that you learn about supervised machine learning in the best possible manner. Make sense? I would recommend to have your own blog because we will be going ahead and implementing Google Analytics on that. So it's just as better to go and again have hands-on experience. But that's about it. If you have a website, that should do the trick as well. But I would still go and recommend you to have a blog, Sumita. Make sense to all? So at this point of time, you might say, okay, Kunal, if you say so. It seems difficult, but if you say that you are going to make it interesting and easy, fine. Right, everyone? Great. Super. But sadly, this is not it. What else would I want you to go for and do? In addition to our Google Analytics, machine learning, there is one more skill set that I would want you guys to go and pick up. That skill is of one more skill that I would want you guys to pick up. That is visualization. Make sense to all? There's one more skill that I would want you all to go and pick up. That is a visualization. So at this point of time, your question would be, Kunal, what do you mean by visualization, right? Was Sumita, you already know about it? So the problem that we have is that we don't really understand data. What do I mean by that? Let me go ahead and show you something. Okay, can you all see it on my screen? Correct, Sumita. So this is the raw data form. Suppose I go ahead and give you this kind of data. Okay, would it make any sense to you? It becomes very difficult to read. I mean, there would definitely be some people who can actually go through it, who can read it very, very nicely, but still is not as easy. Correct? So, what do I have for this? What if I go ahead and present this data in a different manner altogether? So, let me go and give you another example. Before I go ahead and show you all the graphs like Yoshita talked about, let me go ahead and show you a different example. Can you all see it on my screen? Can you all see a photograph on my screen? Yep, that is Einstein, Dr. Einstein Sumita. This is Slovak Congress. I believe it was late 1920s or early 1930s. So there are around 31 scientists in this one picture. Of course, all of you must have recognized Dr. Albert Einstein. This is Michael Planck. This is Madame Curie. All of us must have read about her, right? She's the one who discovered radium. Yep, Marie Curie. This is Dr. Schrodinger. This is Niels Bohr. This is Thomas Rutherford. So these are the guys who actually created the world around us. So whenever you go ahead and switch on a light and the light actually turns on, right? Light comes on. Thank these people. Whenever you go ahead, switch on your car and your car actually starts, thank these people. Whenever you go ahead, open your eyes, pick up your phone in your hand, what do? You thank these people. No matter what you do, right now that we are studying on our computers, on our laptops, on our phones and all that, thank these people. Correct, everyone? Our whole world, currently, whatever we are doing in this world is all thanks to these people. And just to go ahead and let you all know that this is not Hitler. Okay? This is again a very famous scientist. I'm forgetting his name, but this is not Hitler. I know a lot of people go ahead and ask me, Kunal, how come Hitler is there in the picture? So no, he's not Hitler. Okay? So the point that I'm trying to go ahead and make over here is that IQ in this one picture is probably impossible to measure. Correct, Shraddha, I know. Right, everyone? No one can really go ahead and measure the IQ in this one picture. Correct? Now let me go ahead and show you another photograph. Now I will not go ahead and tell you anything about it. Okay? And you may or may not agree with my thought process with my political affiliations, which is absolutely fine. But the point that I'm trying to go ahead and make is that I will not have to go ahead and explain you about the history, about the story of that picture. You will understand it in a jiffy by yourself. Okay? If I go ahead and show you this one picture, and just next picture is this. Can you all see it on my screen? So you may or may not agree with me. That's a different thing altogether. But you would understand the point that I'm trying to make, right? And this is the power of visualization. When you can actually go ahead and create a story out of your data and you can present it to your audience so that they understand it in the easiest manner possible. Correct, everyone? Yoshita, Sumedha, Swapnil, make sense? Ratnesh, Rishabh, Rohit. And that's what visualization is all about. Just like that, if I go ahead and in place of all that raw data, I go ahead and give you these kind of reports where there are tables, there are charts, there are graphs, and then I go ahead and give you this kind of functionality where you can actually go and just click and see what's going on. For example, you would want to go ahead and measure the performance of your credit card campaign. You can click on credit card and you can see how many people were targeted, how many were contacted, how many responded, what is my response rate. Can you all see it? How about gifts and credit cards? How about gifts and credit card campaign from Queensland for my OMB customers? Correct? Okay, how about my campaign performance? Right, everyone? So just by clicking on things, I can actually go ahead and see what exactly is going on with my marketing campaigns. So this is extremely, extremely empowering to me as a stakeholder. Correct, everyone? That's what visualization is all about. All this right now is created within Excel, but I would not go ahead and do Excel with you a lot. What I would go ahead and do is I would actually go ahead and I will tell you about a tool called Microsoft Power BI. So that would be the tool that I will go ahead and introduce you. Again, I'm not really paid by Microsoft to go ahead and do any kind of a campaigning or any kind of an advertisement for them. I wish I was, but I'm not. But I really, really like this tool, and I would want you guys to go ahead and create some really, really cool reports, some slick reports through Power BI, so that you can actually go ahead and have very, very meaningful, tangible deliveries for your high order stakeholders. Does it make sense to all? So in next 5 weeks, what we are going to do, we are going to go ahead and talk about web analytics, and we are going to go ahead and talk about data science, and we are going to go ahead and talk about visualizations. Make sense to all? Sounds fun, maybe a little intimidating as well. Now you all get it. Why did I say that this is going to be one of the most difficult modules that you have done in recent times? And like I said, all this will be extremely practical based on case studies and interactive business problems. Wow, Yoshita, you are the first one that I've ever seen. Rishabh, very good question. Do we have to go and learn any programming? Absolutely not. Makes sense, Rishabh? Yup, Shraddha. If you really like this field and you want to grow into it, then maybe after 6 months or so, you can do that. But not right now. Does it make sense to all? Great. So now that we know what we want to go for and do, there should be some questions in your mind. Your question number one would be in your mind. In fact, you might have been thinking about it all the time. You must have heard a lot about data science, data analytics, and all that, right? Have you ever wondered, is it all worth it? So, Kunal, you have told us about a lot of things. In fact, that will be a lot of hard work. Is it all worth it? Have you ever thought about it? Correct, Yoshita. How about others? Is there anyone who actually questioned this thing? No doubts about it. Look at you. Great. So, but just in case you want to go ahead and understand what is the limit of data analytics, where have we reached? So, let me go ahead and tell you about a story. How many of you have heard about Target store? Now, what is Target? It's like a super smart, just like Walmart. In fact, just a better version of Walmart. So, you can buy your groceries, you can buy your food supplies. Yes, it's the US super departmental store, hypermart. So you can buy your clothes, you can buy your bags, you can buy your slippers, pretty much everything out there. Your stationaries, everything you can go and buy from here, right? So now, one day, a 50-year-old man came down at Target, very, very angry, okay, shouting at the top of his lungs, wanted to go ahead and see their manager. The manager came to him and he asked what exactly happened, sir. So this 50-year-old guy said that you guys are corrupting my 15-year-old daughter and I will sue you for that. You are sending all kinds of stupid marketing material to my 15-year-old daughter, like pregnancy related coupons, pregnancy clothes, baby food items, baby diapers, and all these kind of things to my 15-year-old daughter. And how dare you? I will go ahead and sue you for that, for corrupting my just a 15-year-old daughter. So the manager of Target got really worried that why they are actually going ahead doing that. So he asked for a couple of days from this guy, went back to his marketing team and tried to understand what's going on. His marketing team told him that they are having an algorithm, a machine learning algorithm, a mathematical equation running in the background, which was trying to go ahead and compute the possibility, the probability of a person being pregnant on the basis of what they have bought in last 3 weeks. Does it make sense? The kind of products that a person is buying in last 3 weeks, on the basis of that, can we go ahead and predict the possibility of somebody being pregnant? And as it turned out that this girl showcased the probability of around 80% of being pregnant, and that's why she was targeted with these kind of advertisements. And guess what? You must have guessed it by now, though. This girl was actually pregnant, and Target came to know about it before her father did. Right, everyone? Now, how about that for data analysis? Just on the basis of what she was buying. That was predictive analytics, Shraddha. Now, forget about this Target story, forget about this girl. Sometimes I wish, I hope, I sincerely hope my wife never comes to know about me as much as Google does. Man, that would be bad. Correct, everyone? And think about the kind of information that Google has for us. Correct, Sumedha, at all times. For example, if I go and ask you what you're going to go and do next week, do you have a plan with you? I mean, I know that all of us are sitting at home, not doing anything, but still, think about it. What if I go ahead and tell you that Google has a pretty decent idea about what you're going to do next week? What time you are going to go out to office, what time you come back home, what time you start for office, what time you wake up, what time you sleep, what time you eat, at what time you work. They know everything about you. You know why? I tell you. Don't lie to me, okay? Be very honest. What do you guys do when you wake up? The very first thing that you do when you wake up? Correct. We all go ahead and take our phone and check our mobile, right? Check our messages, Facebook, WhatsApp, and all that. You do that, Shraddha? That's absolutely super. But then again, we all go ahead and use our phone, right? What is the last thing that you do before you sleep? Again, the same thing. We all check our messages, check our WhatsApp, check our Facebook, and all that. As if Moti ji and Trump would have messaged us, right? Hey guys, need your help to go ahead and deal with COVID-19 scenario. Nobody does that, right? But then we all go ahead and check our messages with as much of enthusiasm, as if I don't know what is going to happen. Correct? And in the middle, countless times we actually go ahead and check, keep on checking our phone, going to the website. Sometimes we go ahead and open our phone because we are too bored. Have you ever done that? You are just bored of doing something. What do? You take your phone, go to some kind of a random website, and then you go get bored over there as well, right? You know what we Punjabis do? Like, I'm a Punjabi, right? You know what we Punjabis do whenever we get bored? We check our fridge. We eat. So I think I don't know what's better, eating or checking phone. But yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and tell you that we Punjabis have a very different way of dealing with boredom. And yes, we drink as well. So yeah, this is what it is all about, right? So at this point of time, your question would be, Kunal, if data analytics is so powerful, then why are we not doing data analytics as a whole? Why are we focusing just on web analytics, right, everyone? Correct, Syed Abdul, Vikram, Swapnil, Smita, that if data analytics is so powerful, then we should be doing the whole data analytics, and then we should not be going ahead and focusing only on web analytics, right? So here's the problem. Digital world has two inherent issues that makes it very different from offline world or the real world. What are these two issues? Let me go ahead and start by questioning you, okay? Suppose you want a bottle of Coke. You go to a shop to get Coke, but the shopkeeper tells you that they are out of it. So my question to you guys is, what would you do next? Would you go to another store, or would you go for another drink? What would you do? Next shop, next store, go to another store, go to another store, another shop, take Pepsi. What would you prefer, Shada? Another drink, Smita. Okay. Depends. Another drink. Still, Rishabh, what would you do? So I tell you what, all of you who are going to another shop, you guys are not from Delhi, right? Correct, everyone? Guys, you don't have to go and make notes, okay? All this notepad and everything would be shared with you. All you have to do is just relax and just listen to me. You know why I know about it? That you guys are not from Delhi? Because Delhi has a huge problem. What is the biggest problem of Delhi? I mean, of course, that's our politics. But the second biggest problem of Delhi, traffic. Okay. We are not brand specific. Okay. Pollution. Okay. Weather. Fine. What if I tell you parking? You know how in Indian middle class we have two kinds of clothes, right? One is casual wear that we wear whenever we are going somewhere nearby to meet our friends, to meet our families, to meet our uh, to go to office, to go to some kind of a shopping and all that, just somewhere nearby. And then we have our party wear clothes, right? That we wear whenever we are going to any kind of family function, some kind of an occasion, some kind of a party. Correct, everyone? Similarly, now Delhi is dominated by Punjabi culture. Like I said, that I'm a Punjabi myself, so I can make this joke. Okay. Now we are big time show offs. How many of you know about it that Punjabis are big time show off? Therefore, we are having two kinds of cars. One casual car that we take out whenever we are going to somewhere nearby, meet our friends, go to office, go to college, go to shops. And second is party going car, a luxury car that we take out only on two occasions. Number one, bua ki shadi. Secondly, to go ahead and take it out for a wash. That's about it. Else, it is always parked in that one spot. And that creates a huge parking problem for us. So, what happens? We are probably the only city of the world where people actually go and kill each other for parking. Like, kid you not, like, super seriously. But all jokes apart, okay? All jokes apart. Think about it this way: how many times it has happened? You went to a mall to get a specific kind of white shirt, or for that matter, black shirt, or just any jeans. But then you didn't find it. So what would you do? You bought something close to it. Correct, everyone? This is what you did. Why? Because you have made an investment of time, effort, and money to go to the store. Correct, everyone? Now, similarly, when I am going to go ahead and have my Coke from a store, if they tell me that they are out of Coke, what would I do? I will go ahead and have Pepsi, have water, have Fanta, have slice, have a rat poison if I have to. But I'm not going to go ahead and take my car out of the parking, go to another store again, all over again, hunt for parking, park my car, and again go ahead and take a chance with Coke. Correct, everyone? I would rather go ahead and have another drink over there itself. Yes, Dew or Red Bull or whatever. Correct, everyone? Because I have made an investment of time, effort, and money to go to a store. Now go ahead and let's take switch this example a bit. Let's say you want red Adidas shoes. You go to Amazon, but they were out of those shoes. What would you do next? Yes, you will go to Flipkart. Correct. You will go to Snapdeal. You will go to Tata Click. You will go to Myntra. Correct, everyone? Why? Because while going to any online shop, you didn't make any investment of time, effort, or money. Correct, everyone? You were probably going ahead and being a lazy couch potato on a lazy Sunday afternoon, probably going ahead and watching Big Boss or Nagin 3 or Sasural Simarka, whatever people go ahead and watch nowadays. And then while going through your routine at your leisure, you are going ahead and shopping, correct? In fact, forget about Amazon not having those shoes. Even when Amazon has those shoes, even when you go for and find the exact shoes that you are looking for, you still go ahead and check on Flipkart. You still go ahead and check on Myntra. You still go ahead and check on other platforms. Right, everyone? Correct, Yoshita. To go ahead and make sure that you are getting the best deal. Correct, Samadhan and Neha. Right, everyone? Ronak, Hital, Syed, we all do that, right? So if you think about it, what is the problem with the digital world? Zero loyalty. Correct, everyone? There is absolutely no loyalty at all. People are ready to go ahead and switch over to the next shop just for 50 rupees of delivery price. Correct? We all want free delivery. Nobody's ready to go ahead and pay 50 rupees for delivery, right? You might buy a 2000 rupees product, but you would hate to go ahead and give 50 rupees for delivery, correct? So there is zero loyalty. What is the problem number two? Like I said, that there are two inherent issues with digital world. What is the second issue? The second issue is, again, let me go and ask you in the form of question. How long would you wait for a web page to open before you click on refresh, go to another site, or close the browser? Tell me. 5 seconds max. 10 seconds, Rashmi. Super. Hardly 10 seconds, Smita. Okay. Trust me, in digital world, if you are waiting for 10 seconds for a website to open, you are probably a reincarnation of Gautam Buddha. Or you are working for IRCTC. There are only two kind of people who can actually go and wait for a website to open for 10 seconds. Either you are Gautam Buddha or you are working for IRCTC. There is absolutely no other reason. Right? The industry standard right now is 3 to 4 seconds, not even 5 seconds. This is falling every single year. Correct, everyone? I tell you even better thing, okay? Let's say I want to go ahead and buy a black shirt, okay? What would I do? I will say buy black shirt. Now, when I go ahead and click on this Mintra link, what do you expect? What would there be? Only black shirts, or there would be all kinds of shirts over here? Sumedha, Ronak, Rishabh, only black shirts, correct? Yoshita, Vikram, Said, Sneha, only black shirts, right? Now, if you think about it, you told Google that you would want to go ahead and buy black shirts, correct? Did you tell Mintra that you would want to go ahead and buy black shirt? When you searched for it, you told Google, right? You never told Mintra about it, correct? But you would want Mintra to know what you have told Google, correct, everyone? Think about it for a minute. You expect Mintra to know what you told Google. Two different platforms altogether. Very different people, right? Why? Because you have absolutely zero patience to even repeat your search query, right? In fact, forget about repeating your search query. Let me go ahead and tell you something else. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many of you have actually typed in the whole keyword in last 3 years? Forget about going to page two, Sumedha. It's a joke. Even if God is there on page two of Google search, nobody has ever discovered God, right? Because nobody goes to page two of God of Google. Now, how many of you have actually typed your whole search query? You know what people do? I want to buy. And then You go ahead and get these suggestions, right, everyone? We don't even type the full search queries. Why? Because we have no patience at all. For these two reasons, digital world is lot different than real world. Correct, everyone? So at this point of time, your question would be, Kunal, seems like digital world is very complicated. So how would we do web analytics? So what we are going to do is we are going to learn web analytics with the help of one of the best web analytics tools out there, that is Google Analytics. Okay, there are two versions of Google Analytics. That is, number one is standard version, number two is premium version. Now, standard version is free of cost, but it takes 24 to 48 hours to get the detailed reports within GA standard version. Okay, what about premium version? Premium version costs somewhere around 120k USDs per annum, but detailed reports are available to us within 2 to 4 hours. Or it's not too much, Yoshita. How many of you have heard about a tool like Adobe Analytics? This is the market leader in web analytics. It costs somewhere close to 400 to 800,000 USDs per annum. So Google Analytics is actually is much cheaper than this. And Google Analytics is absolutely rock solid as well. Right? There are quite a few tools out there which can actually go ahead and do the job. So, but we will focus on Google Analytics, which is one of the best tools out there. Best is, of course, Adobe Analytics. Very close second is Google Analytics. All right, everyone? All kinds of companies, Raj. Flipkart that uses Adobe Analytics. Uh, Dell, Nissan, all these companies go ahead and use Adobe Analytics. Because analytics is very powerful, Rishabh. And the kind of job it does is very interesting. To go ahead and give you an idea why analytics is so expensive, why analytics is so powerful. Okay, let me go ahead and give you a question. Let me go ahead and show you a report on my screen. I believe this is a good time to go ahead and show this. Just quickly go ahead and create this report in front of you, and then I will go ahead and give you a question, okay? All right, can you all see a report on my screen? Okay, so what I do is, in addition to these classes, I also go ahead and teach web analytics through my blog, okay? All this data is within this Google Analytics account is coming from my blog. Now on my blog, I also have newsletters that people can go ahead and subscribe to. More often than not, you might have seen that people go ahead and distribute their newsletters free of cost, right? But I don't. I sell my newsletters. And my newsletters are pretty expensive as well, by the way. As you might have noticed, yes, I will go ahead and share that, Shada. Don't worry about it. Now, as you all might have noticed, that my conversion rate of newsletter subscription is very, very low. It's just 0.16%. The way that I have structured is that people can go ahead and land on the homepage, can go ahead and read a sample article. If they like the sample article, they can subscribe for the newsletter. If they don't like the sample article, they don't have to subscribe for the newsletter. Make sense? So now, as you guys can see, that my conversion rate is pretty low. As an analyst, can you help me to go ahead and understand what should I do to go ahead and improve my conversion rate? How do you think that I can actually go ahead and improve conversion rate of my newsletter subscription? Reduce price. Okay. Kunal, your newsletter seems to be very expensive. You need to go ahead and reduce the price. Fair enough. What else? More visitors on the price on the website. That's also good. Premium. Okay. That's good. Kunal, go ahead and give some part of your newsletter free of cost. And then for the whole thing, you can go ahead and have a premium price. Okay. Makes sense. Improve the content. Kunal, seems like your content is not good enough. So this is why people are not really going ahead and subscribing for it after reading the article. Improve UI UX. Great, Rishabh. Now let me go ahead and show you the same data but in a different visualization. Okay, same data but in a different way. Let me go ahead and show that to you. Maybe my targeting strategies are not correct. Okay, Ratnesh. Okay, can you all see a funnel on my screen? Now see, two kinds of graphs are very, very important for us marketers. Funnels and trend lines. Make sense? For us marketers, two kinds of charts are extremely, extremely important. Funnels and trend lines. Now the moment you go ahead and see funnel, you can go ahead and understand, Kunal, the problem is not your sample article or not your price, because whosoever reads the sample article, 54% of times they go ahead and convert, right? Then what's the problem? Kunal, the problem is right over here. Not enough people are coming from homepage to read your sample article. Only 0.41% people are actually going ahead and coming from homepage to read your sample article. It means that your sample article is not prominently placed on the homepage. Correct, everyone? Kunal, you need to go ahead and redesign your homepage so that your sample article is much more prominently placed and more people can go ahead and click on the sample article, read it, because when people go ahead and read it, they more often than not, they go ahead and convert. Guys, yes, no, maybe. And guys, this is exactly what Web Analytics is all about. To go ahead and find out insights from our different visualizations. So this is why I said visualization is so important. From all different kind of visualization, from all these different kinds of reports, to go ahead and give me business insights, actionable insights. You can go ahead and look into all kinds of reports on my Google Analytics account. And by the way, I know that when you go ahead and create your Google Analytics account, you will not be having any data, right? If you go ahead and create a new account, and many of you might have created it already, you won't be having any data, right? But don't worry about it. I will go ahead and share my Google Analytics access with all of you so that you have enough data to go ahead and play around, to learn. You can actually go ahead and see how many sessions came on my website, how many users came on my website, how many pages that they saw, how many pages per session that they saw, what was the average session duration on my website, what was the bounce rate, how many were the new sessions that came. Now tell me, what are more important to you, new customers or return customers? Return customers. You can even go ahead and check that over here. That's fantastic. Return customers are generally 70 to 80% more profitable to you. But let's go ahead and check it over here. So within behavior, you can get new versus the return visitors report. Can you all see it on my screen? So what I can see is that in total I got around 16,000, around 17,000 sessions, around 11,000 users. My conversion rate is around 76%, and I made around $400,000 from my blog. And out of that $400,000, 38% is coming from new visitors. That is around 70% of my customers give me 38% of my revenue. Can you all see it? Yoshita, trust me, this is not the money that I'm making from my blog. Because had I been making this kind of a money, and I love you all, I mean, no disrespect to any of you, but I still wouldn't have been taking classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Right? So no disrespect to anyone, but no, this is not the money that I'm making. But yeah, for now we will go ahead and take it as the money that I'm making from my blog, okay? Because that will help us in our case studies. So yes, sessions are visits, but we will go ahead and uh, talk more about it little in later classes. Thank you so much. Shraddha. Maybe one day, but it's okay. I'm happy. Also, as I can see that 30% of my visitors, 70% of my visitors generate 38% of traffic, and 30% of my visitors generate around 60% of my revenue. Can you all see this? Sorry. 68% of my visitors generate 38% of my revenue, and 30% of my visitors generate around 60% of my revenue. Can you all see this? This is the power of return visitors. Returning visitors are always more profitable to us than new visitors. Can you all see it? What more can I go ahead and see from my reports? Okay, let's go ahead and see demographic reports. How many males and females come on my website? What are the different kind of age groups that come on my website? Can you all see it on my screen? So all these are the reports that are available to me within Google Analytics. What people do, what might whosoever is coming on my website, what they try to go and do on internet at times. So I can go ahead and see their interest reports. So all the audience that come on my website, most of them are technophiles. They like reading more about technology, about lifestyle and hobbies. They are business professionals. They like to go and look into Bollywood movies. They like to go and look into TV and video, online videos. In the market, they are mostly looking for employment opportunities, for education opportunities. Can you all see this? And because all these tools can actually go ahead and provide this level of details, in fact, this kind of demographic report and interest reports are not even available within Google, within Adobe Analytics. It's only available within Google Analytics because Google knows everything. Correct, Sumedha. All this information will actually help us to go ahead and better create our marketing strategies, optimize our campaigns, help us create better content on our websites, right, everyone? Not just this, think about this way. There are reports like Site Speed Report, which can actually go ahead and tell you how long does it take for your web pages to open on your website. Which web pages have to be refined further. For example, I can actually go ahead and see how long it takes for a web page to open. I can see speed suggestions. It will go ahead and give me scoring. It will score my web pages on the basis of how they are designed. I can analyze it and I can actually go ahead and see it. It can go ahead and give me certain suggestions to go ahead and fix my page. And this is the power of analytics, everyone. Does it make sense to all? Sounds interesting? Sounds like something that you would want to go ahead and do? Super. This is bit confusing. Tell me, Shada, what is confusing? See, guys, I promise you one thing. First of all, tell me something. All of you are paying to come in the classes, right? All of you are paid to come in these classes. So if there is any doubt, if there is any kind of a confusion, please feel free to ask me. I'm the one who's getting paid. You are the ones who are paying. So never ever hesitate. Challenge me. Tell me, Kunal, I don't agree with you, and I would appreciate it. Because trust me, in this whole field, there would be many who say that. And we all believe it as well, by the way. We all believe it that we all are learning over here. This is a very, very dynamic field. If you are confused about something, stop me and tell me, Kunal, I don't understand it, repeat it. And I will be more than happy to do that. Okay. So Shraddha, Sumedha, if you are having any kind of a doubt, please do let me know. I might sound arrogant, but I'm not. Sure, Shraddha, please do that. If you are having any kind of a problem, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay. So guys, this is where we will go ahead and take a pause for the day, but don't go anywhere. Okay. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and create a shared drive for all of us where I'm going to go ahead and give you all the notes. Also tell me something. How many of you have gone through your marketing courses? Or let me go and ask you very directly. How many of you have read the Philip Kotler's marketing strategies book? No? Okay. No? Yes, everyone has done it as a part of their MBA. My father did it, I did it. I bet my children will also do the same. So that's great to know that a lot of you have actually gone through it. But then there are some who haven't. And by the way, it's a very, very strong recommendation from my side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a folder for all of us. where I'm going to go ahead and put our notes. I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of Philip Kotler's marketing strategies, Rahul. I'm also going to go ahead and put up a lot of white papers that I have written, some of my friends have written, so that we can actually go ahead and have a very meaningful discussion about uh, analytics, specifically advanced analytics topics. I'm going to go ahead and put all our case studies over here so that you can actually go ahead and go through them at any point of time. I'm also going to go ahead and share the Philip Kotler's book that I talked about with all of you, a soft copy, so that you can actually go through it and read it. And I have also written a couple of small books for cloud platforms and all that, and I will go ahead and share that with you as well. Okay. So I will share a lot of reading material with you over here. So don't go anywhere because I will go ahead and share the link as well. Correct, Rahul. Marketing management. Also, like I said, that I'm going to go ahead and create a Google Sheet over here in which I would want you all to go ahead and put your email addresses so that I can actually go ahead and give you all access to my Google Analytics account. Okay. Correct, Rahul. You got it. And I know that people do go ahead and find me on LinkedIn and they want to go ahead and see my profile and all that. So I will go ahead and put my LinkedIn address over here. It's optional for all of you. If you want, you want to go ahead and share it, share it. If you don't, it's all good. But I will go ahead and put all my details over here. At any point of time you think that you are having some problem, you want to go ahead and reach out to me, feel free to. I have no problems at all. The only thing is that I respond a little delayed. My response is a little delayed. And the reason for that is very simple, guys. I, of course, have my job, full time job. I teach. I have my two kids. I have very lovely wife. So I have to go ahead and take care of a lot of things, right? And I'm saying lovely because she's sitting right next to me and I don't want to piss her off. So I will go ahead and share these details as well. Maybe I did manage to piss her off because she went out of the room, but it's okay. I don't care. She's married. I already do have two kids. What can she do about it? And it's there's lockdown, so she can't even go out. So, but anyways, I will also go ahead and share the link feedback link. That is very very important to me. While I'm getting the link for Share Drive, if you all can please go ahead and fill up the feedback over here, guys. I would really really appreciate it. But like I said, just hang on over here for a couple more minutes. That's it. And this is the link for the Share Drive. Right, everyone? Please do fill up the feedback, guys. It's extremely, extremely important for me. Tell me what went right, what went wrong. You have can be absolutely candid. I don't mind it. People can go ahead and say, Kunal, we didn't like this approach. I would want to go through the slides. That's absolutely fine by me. Correct, Neha. We will do that. Social media campaigns, when the people go and land on our website, what they do after that, we will definitely go and do that. I have a case study design for that. Yes, Sumedha, this is how I'm planning to do. But if you think that Kunal, I don't like this way, do tell me about it, okay? Kunal, I'm more comfortable with slides only. I don't want this notepad and all that. So just let me know about it, okay? But in every class, I'm planning to go ahead and create this notepad and share with all of you in the share drive so that all of you would be having it. And you don't have to go ahead and fill up the email sheet right now. Do it tomorrow because you will end up overwriting on each other's. Don't do it right now. See, all of you will overwrite on each other's details. Okay, if this is what how you guys want from slides, that's okay. It's just that I think that with Notepad and all, it's a little fluid, and you all can always go and refer to. But I'm fine either ways. Done. Thank you so much, Rashmi. Thank you so much, Vikram. All right, guys. You have a very good night again, Sumita. If you have any kind of feedback, do let me know about it. I would really, really, really respect your feedback. Yes, I will go ahead and share my blog and everything in our next class, Manish. Okay, Sumita. Thank you so much, Rajdeep. Sure, if this is how you guys would prefer, no notepad, me just talking, that is okay with me as well. I mean, that's less work for me, right, Sumita? I'll be happier. Thank you so much, Manish. Thanks a lot, Neha. But again, thank you so much for your suggestion, Sumita. Really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Neha. Thanks a lot, Smita. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Sumita. All right, everyone. Have a very good night. We'll see you all on Thursday. Goodbye. और चल के देखते हैं मोदी जी ने आज कहा क्या कहा कब थाली बजानी है दोबारा से या मे बी a different task today. I don't know. Let's see. Goodbye.